Hey, it is your buddy Peace and Harmony with you here today. We're zooming in and focusing in on a very curious, interesting question that we got in from a viewer, and that was, why does the psychopath want me to laugh with them after I have exposed them, after we've looked at the abuse, and he wants me to kind of like laugh it off and laugh with him. And so I thought this was a very curious question, and I want to really address that here because it really speaks to the light that the psychopathic individual, the malignant narcissist, all they really want is admiration and attention. And if they want you to follow them and basically continue to give them the supply. And so if you are laughing, if you are entertained by your own abuse, they have just re-solidified their win. They have now psychologically taken you over so that you are thinking like a psychopath. So that is when they know they have really removed your cognition and your basically productive hardware, your positive thinking, your positive feeling, your productive values, those things which you originally wanted from life or from the relationship. If they can get you to abandon that and then laugh at yourself for being abused, they have just solidified their win, and it leaves the door open for them basically to come back. But even worse for you, it leaves the door open for other abusers to seep right in and basically pick up where they left off. And so if you realize that this is one of the main really insidious techniques of the psychopath, is to get you to think like them. In other words, abandon your own good, positive, orderly direction thinking and to think in terms of basically self-destruction, self-defeat, self-annihilation, and believe their distorted thinking. Because the psychopath, they're very sort of alone in their condition. So it's kind of like the old misery loves company. Well, they can really get more pleasure and more laughs out of hurting you if they've seen that they've just completely had you abandon your own values, your own profession, your own family, your own children, your own home. I mean, basically, you could be, homeless and they could still be there laughing. Ha ha ha, do you want me to, scour this for you and try to find you at the homeless shelter? I mean, they can basically be that cruel and take it that far. So realize that, that's what they're constantly seeking, is that adoration and attention. But you have to realize that the mind trick is that the psychopath will intermittently give you compliments, give you what you need, tell you what you want to hear. So they might, give you the moment of sex, or give you the moment of a text, or whatever it is, that you are seeking from the relationship that keeps you hanging on. So keeping you stuck, keeping you there, while behind your back, they're pursuing other love interests, they're pursuing other business interests, they're doing a whole sundry variety of things which are not at all backing them up in terms of what they are promising to you. So it's really like, they are truly stringing you along. And so you have to realize that is the very textbook tactic of a malignant narcissist, or a psychopath, more so a psychopath, because of the way that they process meaning in words, and meaning in relationships, and meaning in concepts. They don't process neurologically, they don't process relationships the same way that most people do, i.e. meaningful, significant, wanting you to be there for the long run, wanting to build the real thing together, having a house, a family, children, trips, vacations, cars, whatever it is that you're thinking of having together. The psychopath is not thinking about this at all. They don't have that same long-range planning ability within their neural context, and really their neocortex, the prefrontal lobe, and the way that they're processing reward and judgment and morality and the meaning of things, the emotional content or emotional meaning behind the relationship, objects, things, songs, music, films, whatever it is. They're not looking at it the same way. They're not taking the same thing out of it that you are. In fact, it's very, it's very divergent. It's completely another side of a coin. In fact, it's probably something that you have personally never experienced before. So you really cannot really have empathy or feel like these people because their neural network and wiring is so askew, and really there's quite a bit of inactivity, and the sensitivity of their dopamine is in such a greater manner, such a greater fashion, that their dopamine, they're rewarded by many different situations, including harming people, that most people would not take reward or pleasure out of. So they don't have the ability to kind of see the consequences and learn from the consequences. So if they've hurt you, they're going to think it's kind of funny. They're going to get a chuckle. That's their key to continue, and that's the key to continue, that the relationship is meaningless. It means nothing to them. Whatever it is that they promised, it's meaningless. And so you need to realize that they are completely blinded by this sort of shallow relationship, in that they will get others to be blinded by this shallow flattery. It's very, very they could say, call you honey, honey, honey. It does not mean anything to you, to them. They can call you babe. They can call you whatever, poopsie. They can call you whatever it is, sweet pea, whatever their nickname is that you think holds meaning for you. It holds zero meaning for them. They could say the same thing to the mailman, the gardener, the pool keeper. It does not mean anything, and it's very hard to fathom. It's very hard to comprehend, and so that's why they would then laugh at the abuse, and they will, very much look and kind of gauge your reaction and try to get you back under their psychological control. So if now you've shrugged it off and laughed it off, you're just basically not equating any meaning to the amount of time that you have wasted. And if you're coming out more positively, then all the more power to you in that situation. And furthermore, it's just notating that if you don't give a psychopath the admiration, the attention, if you're not sucked into their game and powered by them, they're gonna drop you like a hot bag of potatoes and just move on. They have no roots in any relationships, whether it's employment, whether it's their children, whether it's their spouse. They literally do not have that same connection. Once again, it's very difficult to fathom. It's very difficult to comprehend. They just don't place any value in it. In fact, they'll basically say, you're in my way. Move out of the way for me to get on to my next relationship. It is your buddy, Peace and Harmony, with you here today, and I hope that these videos do help. Please share and please subscribe for more great tools, videos, discussion, and support.